This meeting is being recorded.
Very good morning, ma'am.
Very good morning. All right. The topic that I'm picking for today is perceptions. How we have, every one of us have our own perceptions, and how we very strongly hold on to them to being the right way of doing things, especially with children. We as adults, like parents or teachers, just because we are adults, physical age-wise, we assume we have certain kind of authority. I don't know if we even think we have knowledge, but somehow our experiences have given us that authority to claim what is right and how these youngsters must follow those things, so they are doing the right things. But one aspect to also think about, we cannot generalize this, but definitely we need to consider that in the second stage of our development, did we really heal the emotions that were surfacing due to various factors? Could we get a grip on how am I feeling right now? Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it good for me? Is it good for people around me? Is it good for the community? I mean, those thinking is definitely not there between 7 and 14. But the experiences kind of give us, yeah, I've tried it, I've done it, and it doesn't work. That doesn't mean it doesn't work for you, other person. We are also unique individuals. We talk a lot of things. We teach proverbs, idioms, life experiences, whatnot. But we forget the human that we are. And somewhere we have this assumption that one size fits all. We know very well it does not. When two people are living together, we know that one likes rice that is grainy, another one likes rice that is mushy. I mean, right from simple things, we are so different and unique. Yet you see it around us so many times in a day. How I claim eating grainy rice is so yummy, and I wonder how can you eat the mushy rice? And we are very generous in making those comments about, like, my God, how do you like it? My God, why can't you make like this? And we hear it so many times, and we ourselves are doing it to somebody too. If you overhear any conversation, you will understand many of us are not listening. We are jumping, waiting for an opportunity to give you back what I think or what my experience is. We won't even let another person finish. And we have to have our say. And same thing the other person is doing. And we feel unheard. Somewhere we have to break these patterns. Maybe with myself, it will boil down to me for sure. I mean, I am a big believer in that. Everything comes back to me. If I want the world around me to be different, it's better that I work on myself. And it's the only way that I can work on myself. So what are these perceptions? I think it's a pleasant morning today. Someone else may have another opinion, and someone else yet another opinion. And everyone is right. I mean, this is with my limited experience. I feel a certain way. I think it has to be a certain way. But why shouldn't other be also right? Just like I want to be right. So that is where most of our conflicts arise. I want it a certain way, the other person with me wants it a different way. So I don't do it their way, neither will they do it my way. And so we are doing our own ways, is one way. Second is one of them compromises heavily. Okay, for the sake of no conflict, I will just do what you say. So there is master-slave relationship over there. And then both of them may give up. It's like the win-lose cycle. We feel I win, you lose, or both of us lose. So there is no peaceful at home, but we are doing our own things. But one person wins, other person loses. There is nothing like a win-win scenario where both of us are winning in one thing. We could be winning in our individual ways. As long as there is still an understanding and acceptance that we cannot really win. So to do this perception building, it was never, at least with me, that was never the case. That wasn't even a thought that probably went through my mind. It's somewhere it dawned, through different experiences and training. I used to wonder, and not even wonder, it's just my way. This is the right way, and you don't know how to do it right. That's all. That's the thought process. That other person may also be feeling the same is not even considered. But then I came about this book on Disney cartoon movies, especially I remember the one on Lion King, where there's always this story told from once upon a time there was this great lion, and he had a sibling and they had to do this, and the sibling was the bad guy and the lion is the good guy, and how all that from one point of story. But I also watched or ran into other books, same publications, but then the story is being told from the bad guy perspective. Yes, once upon a time there was this lion who had a brother. The brother was really good. I mean, everybody loved him. And no matter what I tried, I was never accepted. When people put me down, people called me names, people compared me with my brother. And I was really angry inside and I had to prove myself. So I started doing things that I knew best. So, well, my brother is powerful, so I really cannot beat him in the right way. So I have to find sly ways. And now, when we twist the story around, you start understanding what the seemingly villain in the story is going through. And then there is third person perspective. There were two brothers, and the beautiful family they were born into. One of them was naturally inclined, to please people around, and he was doing everything that people were asking him to do. But the second one was a little, we could call it selfish. But again, every word we use have to be very carefully chosen. But the second one was not willing to compromise on everything. He would question, and if he was convinced, or if the parents gave him convincing answers, he would definitely oblige. And the minute he wasn't convinced, then he would not do. He would do it in his own way, which was not all the time right. Then people started blaming him. I mean, is it that first one was better, happier? Nobody worries because he's doing everything good for everybody else, not for himself, maybe. So the third person storytelling also kind of changes. and then you could bring in any other perspectives. We try and do it in the Waldorf curriculum in the classrooms, where we tell the stories to children to give them that every possible way of looking at the same situation is right in their own way. I mean, if you just take the pickle, just try it. You observe everybody in the house. If there are 5 people in the house, 5 people will have 5 different opinions. And if they just state the fact, okay, this is too oily for me, it is too salty for me, it is too spicy for me, perfectly all right. But the minute I say, why did you put so much oil in here? Oh my God, I can't even eat it. It's so salty. And you see this, all elderly people who are on the salt diet will instantly complain the one who has made it. The one who is health conscious will complain about the oil. The one who is wanting tasty, yummy stuff will complain about the taste. So everyone have their hidden agenda, their own emotions that they have not handled it, they have not healed themselves, and they blurt out things without thinking. There is no filter, there is no processing at all when they speak. And I do not even look at the other person's face to understand what emotions they could be going through. And sometimes we are malicious, we say certain things so other person is hurt. But what I do not understand is that we are all part of this huge energy net. We are all connected with that. So if I hurt you, if you are sad, for any reason, it is somehow going to come back to me. Because, if we can imagine the circus, where this people doing gymnastics, kind of, on those trapeze, kind of jump over it. They're caught in the net, and the whole net kind of bounces up and down. So even person standing at the very edge of it, if they're not careful and ready, they are going to bounce and fall off. We are like that net. We affect each other quite a bit. And that has become normal for us. That has become comfortable. I would rather stay in that comfort zone, though it is uncomfortable, though it is not in ease with me, though it is causing dis-ease for me. I would rather stay there, because stepping out of it is an unknown zone. It's always like known devil is better than the unknown angel. We do not want to explore. That is where, again, what we talked yesterday about journaling helps. Where is it that you are stuck? Why am I comfortable in my own bed? Why am I comfortable with my set of friends? Because somewhere, if you go back and look at it, this is where you're creating your biography. How you behave in different situations, in different scenarios, with the known people, with the unknown people. How do you take a new idea or a new perception that comes from family and friends? And when you begin delving into this deeper, you will begin, it will take time, but with consistent efforts, I guarantee that you will slowly change. Change not because I want you to change, not because I want you to be a certain way, but in a way that you are more comfortable within your own skin. You do not have to pretend. You do not have to think very much. You become more approachable. You become more accepting and loving, so others feel comfortable in your care. people do not hesitate to open up to you. People don't have to worry that even I share my darkest secrets with you, rain or shine, whether you're a friend or you move away, I know my secrets are safe with you. I trust that confidentiality. And it would take time, like I said, but it definitely, you don't even have to worry. I mean, you can just be yourself. Whether people accept you or not, you know what you're doing is right for you, then it is right for your own family, then it is right for the community. You're not hurting. I mean, I don't know if it is right for my family or community, but at least I'm not hurting anybody around me and in the larger society around me. This concept is called as ethical individualism. I am very individualistic. I take care of myself. I speak, I think through, deliberate, and speak, even though it might hurt you. My intention is not to hurt you, but my intention is not to hurt myself by keeping quiet either. So I am deliberate, I choose the right words. I am me. I'm comfortable being me. I mean, there are people who are supremely arrogant and still comfortable with themselves. But then somewhere deep down, if you are hurting, your body will definitely tell you that. So it is not self-care, it is more escapism, more hiding and claiming that this is who I am. But if deep down you are somewhere not aligned to the vibrations of the nature, you know that even being quiet is not a great thing to do. You will feel like, oh my God, I should have just said it. So you have to become very very sensitive. Every small thing kind of bothers you, and if it bothers you, then there is something to heal. And then I take care of myself. I also ensure that there is enough, or my family feels that I'm not ignoring them. I'm doing things for them. I talk with them. I sit with them. I spend certain amount of time with them. I cook something that they like. I kind of balance it out. And then when I get out into the community, I may be very nice to my people around me, but when I go out, I am a totally different person. I hate them. I don't share like I would share with my siblings or with my children. Then I am not in harmony, in integrity with myself. Having that integrity is extremely important. Can I treat my house help the same as my daughter, as my mother? Can I? Or do I treat them as house help? It's extremely difficult, especially when you have people around you, people are telling you that you cannot trust these people and you have to treat them a certain way, etc., etc. But then look beyond the social setup, look beyond the financial, the status that we ascribe to ourselves. I mean, as long as they are clean and neat and respectful, and you can teach them if they are not. And can I still align with somebody who is looking up to us, or we are looking down on them, or somebody we are looking up to and they're looking down on us? That equanimity, whether high, low, rich, poor, knowledgeable, not knowledgeable, peaceful, arrogant, we need to bring that kind of stability within us, that neutrality within us. And when children see this, we did talk about adults, significant adults being imitable role models, imitable people around children. Are we worthy of that imitation? Are we that loving authority that is so natural, or am I just pretending? Then I don't even have to think about raising my children right. It just happens. It's just like a mango sapling, mango tree doesn't care how its seed will grow. It kind of knows. I mean, if you kind of become a mango tree, of course, it's one dimension. Human beings are much more complex. But if I can take that aspect, all I provide is the environment. I provide enough shade, enough light, enough nutrition, enough protection. We put some protection around this little sapling so the cows don't eat it away or whatever. But then at a certain point, I just let them go. And same thing for me. I let myself go. I somehow gather this courage. I somehow become brave. I somehow am not scared to speak up the right things. Or even the wrong to begin with. I may be wrong, but I'm humble enough to apologize instantly and say, okay, this didn't work, let me change it. And that's not a failure. People do label it, and the minute I have seen so many times that, okay, New Year resolution. Now I'll exercise from tomorrow, and I say to the whole world, I do it for 5 days, 10 days, 1 month, then I slowly kind of not do it. And then there are people around you, who are ready to pick up on that and say, hey, what happened? You said you promised. You said you would be the fittest human being around. Now what happened? And then you're like, oh my God. So, the learned people said, maunam was the best thing, don't speak certain things. And that is where the deliberate speech comes into picture. I develop this perception that I am right, so as you are also right. Third person is also right. The world is also right. Whatever they think right now is right for them at this point of time. However, I can also evolve. What I think right today may not be right an hour from now, because some experience that I had, I go back on it. I said, okay, I'll do gym every day. But then I realized the guy at the gym is very spooky and it is stinking and the equipments are not ready. I said, okay, I'm not going to the gym every day. However, I'm going to be doing yoga every day. And then again, okay, some days I can't do it. I said, all right, I can't do gym every day. I can't do yoga every day, but I'll build in the walk. As long as the objective is that I keep striving to be fit, if not more fit. Okay, so then at some point it dawns on us when we speak of my commitment for the new year. I'll say, okay, my objective this year is to be fit, is to do some 20 minutes of exercise every single day. And that could be going to the gym once in a week. That would be doing yoga 3 times in a week. That would be taking walks after dinner 4 times a week. That could be just stretching before going to bed and as soon as we wake up. So there are mix and matches of several things that will keep me fit. Eating right is one thing. Fasting could be another one. So many different ways. And then it becomes it's a collective, it's like a bouquet and possible for us to do. It's not a pressure thing, but then I've been very realistic. And when I speak that, nobody can hold it up. And of course, I have to build myself up in such a way that no matter what you say should not get to me, because I have healed from within. And you also have this perception, okay, that's their perception. I don't have to buy into it. I have my own way of thinking. I don't have to defend it, but I will live by it. That gives us the confidence. Accepting people the way they are and accepting myself the way I am, but with the constant reflection on my thoughts, actions, and deeds, and constant polishing of my own skills and abilities and thoughts and words, gestures, deeds, and slowly working not to prove it to anybody, not to get that promotion, not to get that appreciation. If we do get appreciation, it's icing on the cake. But I have to be, or I want to be, that equanimous person who is content and happy at this moment of time. And being present in this moment is the most important thing that we so easily forget. I'm always planning for what will I do for breakfast now. There are 5 people in the house. This person doesn't like that, that person doesn't like this, so I'm not in the present. Or yesterday they said this and I'm so angry at that, whatever. So the gift, the present, another word for gift, the present that I can give myself is to be present in this moment. And that's a consistent effort that we have to put in. We easily forget. But then, if I can be that, imagine the kind of role model you will be for children around you, for people around you. So there is this little mantra that you can probably practice, especially when you are uncomfortable, when you feel that disturbance. So let's say I am anxious right now. Okay, so you could use these sentences. You could say, I see my anxiety. You'll have to be slow and deliberate when you say this and actually feel it. I see my anxiety. I feel my anxiety. I acknowledge my anxiety. I love and accept my anxiety. I honor my anxiety. I honor the brilliance in my anxiety. I am my anxiety, and my anxiety is me. I recognize my anxiety. Try this and see how things will shift for you. So another example would be anger. I see my anger. I feel my anger. I acknowledge my anger. I love and accept my anger. I honor my anger. I honor the brilliance in my anger. I am my anger, and my anger is me. I recognize my anger. And you can apply this to anything. When you say, I see it, you're paying attention to it. You feel it, you're paying attention to the body as to where you're feeling that anger or frustration or irritation or whatever that is. Then you say acknowledge. I pay attention to you. The minute you pay attention to the child, they somehow stop misbehavior. That's all. I mean, all of us are trying to play all the games only to get attention and appreciation. So same thing with your emotions and feelings and thoughts. I love and accept it. That's part of me now. I cannot reject it. I love and accept. I honor it. It has come in my way to help me understand how could I be evolving. And I honor the brilliance behind that thought and action, reaction. Because every time anything happens to us, it brings us a lesson. It's like a gift packed in dirty cover. I cannot ignore it. There is a brilliance in it, and I need to look at it. Why am I angry at this person? I cannot blame that person. There is anger in me, so that person can do, is free to do anything. But the choice to react to that is within me, and can I manage that? So the brilliance is understanding that that particular action made by that particular person is creating the anger in me. So now do I want to live with it? So then I am the anger. I can blame others that they're causing it, but it's me, my body, my thought that's gone out of control. I am the anger, and the anger has become me. And I recognize it. And the minute, for me, the most beautiful sentence was honoring the brilliance. What is the brilliance in this interaction I'm having with person? What is the brilliance in me getting upset or getting stuck in the traffic or being blamed and labeled and judged and discarded? What is the brilliance in it? What can I do now? Do I become that, or can I evolve from that situation? So try these sentences out to different situations in your life and see if you can accept everybody's perception as being perfectly fine and stand by your own perception too. Not like in a very my way or highway kind of like a firm way where people reject or people don't accept, if not like totally reject, but in a way that gives you this power and courage to be yourself. So good luck with that, and